why is it so few people are willing to do this? So few people are willing to tour the country, to talk to all sorts of people about all sorts of different things and put their ideas on the line. It seems there's an absolute starvation for it, and yet so few people are doing it. Yaron, I'll start with you, and then we'll go this way.
I think because those people who don't want to have the debate have no ideas. They're really empty. They're nihilists in some cases, and in that case, what is nihilism? Nihilism is the absence. It's zero. Ayn Rand, I think, called it the worship of zero, right? It's a nothingness. They don't stand for anything. What are they going to go and debates when they don't really represent anything other than destruction? There's nothing to talk. Reason doesn't matter. Ideas don't matter. Speech doesn't matter as a concept. There's no value that they have to present. And I think it's true on if you will, on the rights, on the non-speech right. It's the same thing. It's my revelation, Islam or Christianity or whatever the religion is. It's my revelation. It's not any debate. The truth was revealed to me. There's no logic, there's no reason, there's no rationality that can challenge the fact that God spoke to me through a book or whatever the way he spoke to me, and this is the truth, and there's nothing else that can be discussed. So you've got on two sides, all they have is emotion and action. Reason, ideas, debate, discussion. As soon as you abandon reason, as soon as you abandon the idea, the conversation, the logic is the way in which we debate, discuss, and discover the truth, then now you've abandoned speech, right? So they're against free speech because they're against reason, because they're against reality. They're against
isn't that really the beauty of this? It's not that there has to be a knockout here, that somebody has to be dragged off stage, but that everyone here, the 600 some odd people here, can take what they've heard here and then start applying their own logic.
Minds are rarely changed in the course of an argument. That doesn't mean they're not changed by an argument. But often, you go home, you think about it, I think about it, and both of us improve our thinking as a result of that, and maybe sometimes you see profound changes over time. The other thing I wanted to say to your comment about why don't we see more of this, why aren't people willing to go around the country and do these kinds of talks? One important thing with products, and this is a product that we're creating here, right, for people to consume, is there's a lot of times in the world when there's a potential demand for a product and people who could create that product and nobody notices it. And it goes a long time with nobody noticing it. And what's great about entrepreneurs is they're the kind of people who notice that there's an opportunity for this. They figure it out and they create something new. And I think that's what you're doing here, right? You probably would have been willing to go on a tour a couple of years ago, and Yaron would. But before it was proven that there were these people who want to hear this and there are ways to connect them together, nobody would have known to do it. And so what all of you guys are doing in this connection, and particularly Dave, what you're doing in bringing all these people together on these long-form talk shows, I think is fantastic. And it's creating this kind of value. And I see it as one of the things that's one of the hopeful signs in the culture that's combating the signs that Yaron talked about on both political sides.
If you're going to dare to think publicly about difficult things, to think and speak publicly about difficult things, then you're going to cause trouble, because you can't talk about something difficult without causing trouble. If it was easy, then everyone would agree, and then you could talk about it. No one would care because everyone already knew, but it would be easy. But if it's difficult and you talk about it, then you're going to upset people. And then when you upset people, they're going to yell at you a lot. And then, well, that's what's going to happen. And then, if you're not sure that there's any support for your position, or even if you're sort of vaguely human and it upsets you to be yelled at by many, many people, you tend to shut up if a whole bunch of people are yelling at you, because you might be wrong and also you might be in danger. And so you have to learn that. But then the other thing is, and we've talked about this quite a bit in this tour, is that there's a technological revolution that's occurring that's enabling these long-form conversations. And it wasn't possible before. Technology has revealed to us the fact that there's a collective starvation for deep, long-form discussion. And so, and that would be a good thing, because it seems to me that the way out of our current state of idiot political polarization isn't the final establishment that one side is right and the other is wrong, but to engage in sophisticated long-form discussions to deal with the actual problems that are producing the polarization. And maybe we can do that, and maybe this is part of the process by which we do that successfully. And that would be a testament to the utility of the reason that you were describing, which is the only alternative to subjugation or violence, right? We either talk it through, we capitulate, or we tyrannize. Those are the options. So.
Well, on that note, keep it going for talking it through and for these three guys who presented their ideas.